Oh my goodness, you guys. Okay, so this is going to be part two. I was talking about the new moon and I wanted to finish talking about it and what a great time it is to plant those seeds. Literally, like get in the garden, work in the earth. But also, if you're not a gardener, using that metaphysical energy of that time of fertile potential. It's spring, we're growing, like tap into that. So we are at the new moon on April 26th. So you can look at, you want to focus on 24 hours before that new moon and then 24 hours after that new moon. That's the potential time. That's when you really want to look at your intentions. I have a great little SoundCloud audio around setting intentions and the way to set intentions that's really going to boost you forward. So definitely check that out, and I can post a link if you're interested. That one is specific to, I think it's like a Leo full moon. So this one is going to be an Earth full moon. Yay! I love this. So it's a really powerful time to plant those seeds. Earthy, new moon, just potential, okay? So that's going to be April 26th. As I was saying, sun and moon conjunct at a new moon. That's just how it works. And then also we have Mercury right there, retrograding, which is like, it's bringing more awareness. It's bringing more, oh, I've been doing this thing and that's really not working for me anymore. So there's a lot of revisiting and reviewing in our mental state, in the way we communicate, in the way we think about things and how things interact together. So, Mercury is just now coming into Aries, which is really that lighting that fire under our butts around how we can shift our thinking a little bit. And then Uranus being right there conjunct Mercury is really bringing that change in. It's really like influencing change, and Uranus can be kind of shocking change. So sometimes there's changes in our mental state that are really exciting. So with this new moon, if you have a lot of Taurus energy, a lot of Taurus in your chart, and so if we've done your chart before, this is something that you know. For instance, last night I just did a chart for someone who had lots of Taurus influences, and so they want to tap into that in order to move themselves forward. So you know what your sun sign is, and then if you've had your chart done, you will know there's so much more than just your sun sign. So looking in your chart, if you have a copy of your chart, if I've done your chart before, typically I'll send you a copy of it. And so you can look in your chart and see where Taurus and Aries is in your chart, which house they occupy for you, because it's different for everybody. And then you can think about intentions around that thing. So for me, I have Taurus in my 10th house, which is the house of work in the world, vocation, hence me doing a Facebook Live, trying to push myself to a little bit more discomfort and a little bit more being out there. So wherever that is in your chart, you want to set intention around those type of things. So this is why I've done the new moon minis in the past, and I kind of got away from doing them because what I felt like was happening was someone would get a new moon mini and then they'd think that I'd read their whole chart. So a new moon mini was just looking at where that new moon is happening for you in your pie chart, in your own clock, your own blueprint of astrology. Where is it happening for you? What part of your life? What slice of the pie? So that's something you can do for yourself, and that's something I'm happy to do for people if they understand that they're not getting a full chart reading. It's specific to this month, right? So April 26th and the 24 hours before and after are a great time to set intention. And this is a really busy time of year. I just did a blog post, if you saw it, around how busy I am personally as a mama. In the springtime, it is crazy town. I literally, sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I did not eat today. I've just been chasing the kids around and taking them to play dates and cleaning up after them and trying to work, and I haven't fed myself today. So I did a blog post around just stopping for a moment and checking in and getting lower into our body. One of the most simple things we can do is just place our hands on our belly. I know for me, if I haven't eaten, and when I place my hands on my belly, I'm like, oh, it's been, about 5 hours since I fed myself. Maybe I should eat a few almonds. And that's really something that's simple and easy to just do really quickly. And then that leads us, right? If we're bringing awareness to that, that's going to lead us to like, okay, now I should have a full meal. But sometimes it's those simple little shifts in our mindset around checking in with our low body, getting out of our mind and getting lower into our body. So I know for the other mamas that I know, spring just tends to be crazy. You're starting to think about summer, and they're starting to drive you a little bit crazy with their own kind of spring, what is that, spring madness or like springtime energy. And we're starting to think about, have I set up camps? What am I going to do about childcare this summer? Oh my gosh, they're fighting so much. So springtime can be a really intense time for moms. And so I really encourage you, when you're setting your intentions, Taurus energy is the feminine energy, so you can really set intention around what you want for your children as springtime and summer gets a little bit crazier. So that's something that you can set intention around. And that's also something, check out that blog post I did, and just really getting into the body and really settling into this moment. I don't need to get those 50 things done. If you guys can see, I just moved in. There's like bags and boxes, and like I had to borrow, my mattress didn't come in yet, so I had to borrow a topper for us to sleep on one night. And so it's crazy.